Welcome back here to Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. Today I'm going to be heading out on a 20-minute flight to Samogu. Helicopter's heading out that way as well. We're going to be picking up some missionaries in that area. They have to fly them down to Samogu, where I'm going to be picking them up. But on the way out there, I'm going to be stopping by Awena, one of our steeper runways that I haven't been to in a year and a half or so, to basically check the condition of it, because we've got someone that wants to go in there. Last thing I've heard is it has long grass that hasn't been cut. So I need to fly over to see if it's been cut. But before we do that, I need to help get that plane right there out of the hangar, get the helicopter out, get him ready, because he's a little slower than I am flying, and he has a little bit more to do than I do. Hey Sten, yep. Weight blow me how much now yet?
448.
448? One time this propane too? Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how much I have so we can figure out how many loads Stuart needs to do with the helicopter. So I'm gonna go let him know real quick.
Our sick lady who we want to get on the Kodiak.
I'll run the numbers once I get out there on how much I can take, or I might even be able to do it now, how much I can actually take. And see if I can get her on. It shouldn't be a problem though. So now I'm gonna quickly run the numbers, see how much I can get out of Samogu with the fuel I have on board right now. See if I can get both families plus the sick lady now. All right, so I actually already ran this yesterday and I already forgot about it, how much I can actually get out of there. I'm expecting around 600 kgs between these two families. Kind of in my head, maybe 300 a piece coming out. Not really sure yet. But basically, so what I've done is I'm going to be getting out of there with around 630 pounds of fuel and splitting up their whole load. It doesn't come up to 47 a piece, so something is a little bit off right there. I think that I'm actually going to be heavier than that. Then if I put in 100 kgs of cargo in the front pod, 80 in the second, yeah, that really doesn't leave me much. And I still remaining 93 kgs down here. So, I mean, weight-wise, I can get out of here a total of, let me just clear the load. I can get 693 kgs out of there. So I'm gonna go try to find out how much they are right now. See if that's even possible, if we can get that sick lady out. I can take 693 total out of Samogu. So if you let them know between their two families plus this lady, they can weigh her up now, then I'll know if I can get her or not. But if it's over 693, I can't get her. All right, just let me know whenever they send me the total, or if we're gonna do that. All right, it is around 7:30 in the morning. Stuart is gonna be defueling some fuel because he took on a lot of extra fuel yesterday coming up from Madang because he had bad weather. But now he has too much for what he wants to do today. So while they're doing that, let's go ahead and go over the weather with you guys this morning. And wow, it is looking so much better today than it has over the past, well, week. This is the first day where it's just showing gray, which is actually looking really nice as far as rain goes. That's like the rain forecast, I should say. Jump on up here to around 9. We are coming out of here, Goroka, and coming all the way down here to Samogu. So by 9 it's still looking good. Let's just jump up to 11. By 11 is when it's starting to fill in there, possibly with some rain. So we're hoping to be able to get done with this. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be around 11 by the time I get out of there. So I'm gonna go to low clouds now. And there's a couple of different sections. It's just gonna be kind of a low scattered to broken clouds there is what it's showing. So I think that's gonna work pretty good. And then cloud base. It's showing green and you can see all these boxes. That's just PNG. It just never fills in very good. Unfortunately, but I can kind of fill it in with my with my mind, and I think it's just going to be maybe like a higher overcast, and then as the day goes on, it's going to start raining on the mountainsides and kind of coming in. So that's my plan. We want to be back here no later than noon. I guess I will find out once I get to Sumogu if we are going to be taking this extra passenger or not. If she fits, then she fits. If she doesn't, then figure something else out. Out of here? Okay. I'll be there before then to unload. Stuart is just getting ready to head out. He's gonna be there in 50 minutes to Sumogu. So I'm gonna get out of here probably in the next 10 minutes so I can meet him, unload this, and have his loads ready to go. Now just for a couple last minute things, last minute walk around. I've already done my walk around, but last minute walk around, and then we are out of here. All right, looking at this, how many ropes do I have? I've only got 200 kgs or so, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ropes is definitely enough to hold this down. This is only like 200 kgs. I know it looks like a lot more than that, but maybe 250 at most. So that comes out to be about 5 or 6 ropes maximum or minimum that I need. So let's go see if they've actually tied down the front though. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie the corners right here down so that the net is all pulled down tight. Alright, we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get started. Box on, igniter's on, fuel's on, low start. Engine's coming up, oil pressure's coming in. Introduce our low fuel. Low idle, I should say. Engine's coming up. Fuel flow is now over 100. Oil pressure's in good. ITT's where I'm looking now. And 625.
146, not above 9,000, estimating Marawaka 45.
Okay, so let's just quickly go over the weight and balance here. I've got no seats installed, 5 seats on the hat rack. I've got 448 of cargo plus an additional 39 on seats, so 487. So let's say I have 100 in first pod, second pod 100, and then I've got between that, I've got 287 on top, okay? So basically I've got 287, let's divide that by 2, so 143.5, 144, 143, and there we go. I'm kind of on my AFCG, but I'm still within the envelope, so I'm good to go. As always, if you're a flight simmer, I've got a lot of these flights on my Patreon page. Go check it out if you guys are liking to do that kind of stuff. Alright, that's where we're going, and we are also stopping by Owena on the way out there. Just down the hill from it. So, and in here, we're going to look here for $12.94 for our cargo. 1,294 pounds. 210 on me with all my stuff, 750, I already put that in, so it's 740 now.
There we go, 6,600 on the dot. So 60 and 71. 71 for landing. And 60 for rotate. All of our T's and P's are good, our trims are set, our fuels are good enough on equal. Let's go ahead and set our radar on standby mode. Crook Tower, November Tango Zulu, request taxi Shimogu, 1 POB.
Number Tango Zulu to second destination.
Shimogu.
Number Tango Zulu, taxi for 17 left and a bed track and lineup. QNH 1023, time check 26.
1023, clear to backtrack line up 17 left, November Tango Zulu. Alright, get that on my standby as well, even though it's a nice day out. Put our lights on as we come onto the runway, clear left and right. It's definitely a cloudy day up on the north ridges today. I think it's going to remain like that all morning long and start raining. I mean, I've already got a couple sprinkles already on my windshield. It's supposed to be kind of crummy up in these hills up here, really starting by like, I think 9 or 10 in the morning. Hey, well, there's a lot lower clouds out there than I was kind of expecting, so I actually might go up to 9,000, we'll see. Alright, after takeoff, we'll pitch for 85 knots, considering EPL, consider feather. Those don't work. Or if I have to feather, I'm going to go cut off, pull off, and shut off, depending on how I am. Maybe 0 degrees of flaps. 85, 80. That's just cracked my door. Crook Tower, November Tango Zulu, ready for departure.
November Tango Zulu, proceeding traffic by to November Tango White Company for PNG, estimate 409,000. And Mike Alpha Foxtrot for Marawaka. Left hand clear for takeoff.
Left hand clear for takeoff. 17 left, copy. Traffic by 2, November Tango Zulu. Right, ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. Checklist is complete. 1390 on the torque. Rotate 60. Alright, torque is set. Airspeed is alive, we're continuing. There's 50. There's 60 and rotate. Alright, right at 740 on the ITT, which is great. We'll just pitch for 85 knots, which initially is a little bit 5 degrees on the attitude indicator. Once we get our speed up, then it usually comes out right around the 7.5 degree mark on the attitude indicator. Alright, yeah, so it's just a little bit of low clouds that are out here. So 7,000 might still get me over top of them, but should be no issues. If need be, I can always climb up over top. And it's already getting bright. I sell these sunglasses on my website. They're on sale right now if you guys want to check them out. I've got gold ones, silver ones, the glass lenses. They're non-polarized, so I have them non-polarized just so I can use them with these without having any issues with like angles and things like that, but I've used them for years now and just absolutely love them. Over 85 knots, let's go 10 degrees of flaps, start getting on course. Yeah, it's just a couple low lining clouds right here, so no dramas. Go 0 degrees, igniter's off, engine inlet to normal, landing light off, but we keep our pulse light on. It's just LED, so I can just go forever. And let's bring our prop back to the bottom of the N, right here. That's how I do it. And that gets me really, really close to 20 or 2,000 RPM. And without adjusting the power, I'm really, well, right on 720 now, which is what I want for my climb out. All right, like I said, before takeoff, we're going to swing by Owena on the way out here so we can take a look at it, see if they've cut up the grass and things like that. So, Crook Tower, November Tango Zulu, departed 30, tracking 150 on climb 7, correction, not above or below 9,000, estimating Shimogu 51. That way it gives me a range. I don't think 7's going to work.
Tango Zulu, 15 miles, contact Mosby 120.76622.
120.7662215, November Tango Zulu. Here is about 7,000 almost. Yeah, so there's 6,700, 6,800. I don't really want to go up a ton more because I'm just going to have to immediately come back down. It's only a 20-minute flight. Even less to Awena. So I said just below 9,000. It gives me a range basically just below that. There's only 2 other airplane or helicopter airplane up here anyway, so. There's 7,000. I don't think that's going to work because the mountain in these clouds is like 8,000. And they're kind of above that, so I'm thinking I have to go up a little bit higher. Unless I go underneath of it, which is, I could do that as well. You know what? Let's just go up to the right of that mountain up here and we'll just stay at 7,000. And we'll just throw our terrain map on so we can see what we're looking at. I know 7,000 will get me through all this yellow gap right in here. And bring our torque on back now that we're up here to 7,000. Back on down to 1250. And start taking that right rudder pressure out. There we go. So our nearest on here. That way I know when I'm 15 miles out from Goroka. November Tango Mike, you up on company? We're gonna get to some...
Zulu Mike, you calling?
Yeah, this is just November Tango Zulu. Hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to be getting out there at 8:48.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but it looks like it should be clear for you to get in.
Okay, great. I'm just coming up to Mount Kainabiga.
Yeah, the clouds start to thin out after Kainabiga for a little bit.
All right, great. This mountain right here, it's called Mount Kainabiga, kind of like Mount Kainabiga. Let's see, right here. Let me find it. Right here, Kainabiga. Kainabiga. Kind of an interesting name. Did I make the wrong decision on going low? I will know in just a minute. I thought it was a little bit more clear up here, but that's all right. We will go. We're just heading off to the right of Kainabiga right here, and then we'll kind of probably swing around here to the left is my guess, or maybe to the right, but it doesn't look as good out there as I was kind of anticipating. Usually there's some holes down and through here, so that's kind of what I'm expecting and hoping for. All right, it is looking like it is open, so that is encouraging because I didn't want to have to go back out there and climb back up and then get on top of everything. This is also what I'm expecting for my flight back. I'll probably be doing a time lapse on the way back as well. Show you how I get back to Goroka at the end of this video here. But I'm expecting a lot of clouds here. Probably on the way back though, I'll probably be just flying a lot higher, fly over top of all the clouds because it's going to be smoother. And anytime I have anybody on board with me, I want it to be as smooth as possible, where if it's just me, I don't really care that much. All right, let's call Moresby. I don't think I'm going to get him. Moresby 1207, November Tango Zulu transfer. Let's try HF. Moresby 6622, November Tango Zulu transfer.
Station on 6622 Moresby.
November Tango Zulu departed, or 19 miles to the south of Goroka, below 9,000, estimating Simogu 48. Copy company traffic as well as Mike Alpha, I think Foxtrot for Mariwaka.
November Tango Zulu, additional traffic is Sierra India Romeo Kodiak, taxiing area for Hagen, 9,000, correction, 10,000 on departure, Air QNH 1012.
1012, copy additional traffic, November Tango Zulu. Okay, that's a lot lower than I was.
Center Bravo, northbound, northeastbound this time, 8,500 for 11,000. You're
Let's go 20 degrees of flaps. I got my prop forward. This is just our 80-20 and we're slowing down. All right, gonna come in and get it around that little bit right there.
Where's the Sierra Bravo 6622 departure?
All right, we want 80-20. Winds are very light. That allows me to go a lot slower and think.
Bravo, not above 1000, OCT, no addition.
It should open up. The second I get past this ridge, the valley drops off and it should open up to the lowering terrain.
5565, no contact, 8861.
$500.
Okay, so I'm just staying off to the left of this side.
November Tango Zulu, November Tango Mike, company.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at some overview now. Should not be a problem for you.
Okay, thanks. All right, yeah, it's looking a lot clearer over there. I'm staying to this side here so I can make my escape route to the right. Clouds are looking really nice out this way. It's dropping off. I'm seeing light on the other side. So I am feeling comfortable with continuing, showing yellow all through here. So I'm not going to get myself into anything else that I'm not seeing. I don't see any towers here at all. Towers aren't that tall here anyway. They're only cell phone towers. Okay. Let's just go ahead and add our power back in. Yep, immediately open right back up. Well,
500.
Probably would have been a lot easier just to go on top of it today. Oh, that's all right. Let's bring our torque right back to 1250 for our cruise. Oh, you know what? Let's put a Wayna in here. That way I can see where I'm going. All right, I'm heading out that valley there. That probably would have been a better idea just to go on top of it today. Oh well. Would have been a lot less work. But one thing about flying in the mountains when it is cloudy like this, if you guys have not done it, I don't recommend it unless you're doing it with an instructor so that they can give you the ins and outs of the area. And until you really know the terrain, I would never do this unless I knew the terrain. Unless I've flown it 150 times or more type of thing, probably more than that. So I know exactly what the mountains will look like, I know what the weather's expecting to do. Little things like that make this type of flying way less stressful. When I very first started here, I didn't know all that, and it was extremely stressful because I just didn't know what to expect, I didn't know what to plan for, I didn't know what was around the next corner, little things like that. So the more you do it, the more you see trends, and then you're like, dude, every single time, once we get past that last hill, boom, it opens up because the terrain spreads out. The little things like that make your life so much easier when you're doing this type of flying. And I'm sure it's very similar in Alaska.
500.
I would not be doing this in Alaska, just jump in a plane and go do it, because I don't know what the weather does there. I don't know patterns. I don't know a lot of those type of things. So just because I feel comfortable doing it here does not mean I would feel comfortable doing it anywhere else, or even other sections of PNG. If it's places I have not flown very often, or a new place or a new route, there's no way I'd be doing that, because that's a good way to get yourself into a trap and get yourself killed. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, well, clouds are sitting on all the mountaintops up here, and that's where Owena is, in two valleys. So I might not be able to even see Owena today, because a lot of times there'll be clouds sitting on the mountain, or right on the top of the mountain, covering it up. But before we get there, let's go ahead and throw our autopilot on. And I have new airstrip chars. I've been working on these this past month, and I like the look of them better because I made them, so I made them how I wanted to. So Brad was able to help me get kind of everything set up how we wanted it. We still have to work on our logo. That's not working properly. There's a couple little things in here, but we basically kind of reconfigured it how we want. We wanted the runway, the touchdown elevation, the touchdown slope, and the length as our first main ones that we do. And then some main details about the runway, exactly how I'm going to fly the approach with a topographical map, and then some extra details as well as a profile view showing the slope and then breaking down the slope as you go between different meter lengths. And then lastly, I've thrown a drone picture on there because it might have been a long time, it might be a new pilot, and it just helps them kind of remember, oh yeah, it was that, and I'm going to be coming in here, and this is what I want to, it just kind of helps visualize what to expect. And when you can visualize things, I know this kind of sounds kind of kooky for some people, but if you can visualize things before you actually do it, the results are going to be 10 times better. I used to visualize when I first started here, before I'd even do a flight, I would visualize in my head, like, oh, I'm going to fly the pattern like this, and it's going to feel like this, and then I'm going to do the power like this, and then as I'm flaring, you know, it's going to look like this, I'm going to match the slope and things. Visualization does work. So I'm at 5,800 feet. I'm going to drop on down to probably about 5,300 feet. So right at the top of the runway, and then just fly down the runway, because I think it's like 200 feet almost difference. So, oh, it doesn't say what the top of the runway is here. Oh, actually, no, it should. Oh, you can't zoom in. Never mind. This one's pretty short. I mean, 380 meters long. Yeah, you can see caution due long wispy grass, especially on the north side. So the north side is my side. On full length, instructed the community to cut the grass. That was SIL on September 12th. So there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down to 20 degrees of flaps, prop forward about 80 knots so I can really kind of slow down, get a better look. It's really going to be looking out my right window. Actually, yeah. I don't know, we'll see when we get a little bit closer. It's just right up there, about 2 miles. There's 5,600. Let's go ahead and put our prop forward. That'll slow us down. Go ahead and bring it on back to about 400 pounds of torque, 10 degrees of flaps. I'm going to go down and then make a right-hand turn out. I'll just make one pass unless I can't see it well.
500.
All right. Just going to do a right-hand banking, that way it'll be the easiest to view the runway. Okay. Yeah, it's still really long on the whole right side. It doesn't look like they've cut it at all. No, it's not terrible. It looks just maybe a little bit draggy. Alright, yeah, it doesn't look like they honestly cut it really on the left-hand side, so I think what I might do, because we have someone that wants to come out here, I might just tell him, hey, you need to let him know to cut it, because it does not look cut on the left-hand side still. All stations Simogu, Kodiak November Tango Zulu, 7 miles to the north. Circuit time Simogu, time 5-2. Let's bring open Simogu. Let's throw autopilot on, get our descent coming down. We want... see, the formatting on this one's a little bit off. So touchdown elevation is 44. We got 5,500 on my downwind. So these are little things I've added in because I'm like, I don't want to have to do the mental math to figure out what it is. So I want to know what my turning final is, and I want to know what my downwind is. I might even throw in my turning base potentially in the future as well. So 5,500, turning final 5,000 over on that hill over there. Touchdown slope 3%, 500 meters long, and takeoff penalty. Caution clarity at the threshold is a 12-inch step, slippery and soft due to poor drainage. Max side slope is 5,000, and it's really rough here. And that's what it looks like from a drone shot. See, how cool is that? Moresby 6622, November Tango Zulu in the circuit. Simogu, report after landing.
November Tango Zulu.
All stations Simogu 1207, November Tango Zulu's in the circuit. Simogu. Okay, we are landing on runway 16. 160. For 6,500 pounds, so 70 knots on that. It's just a 3% slope, so I'm not adding any knots. All right, short final, just past the last hill with the houses. Left-hand turn for a go-around. Power up, 20 degrees of flaps. For 12 degrees on the attitude indicator. Reset our ITD 740. Full flaps, checklist is complete. There's 5,000 turning final. Slow into 70 knots. 3 knots headwind, 3 knots crosswind. For 70 knots. 350 on the descent, but this should start going back down again because I just leveled off for a second. All right, we'll land at the first, or the second cone in, I should say, 60 meters in. There's 550 on the descent. Looking really nice. 1 knot of headwind. Up on
500.
Coming up on my committal. 3 knots fast. Nobody's on the runway. 550 on the descent, 71 knots. We are committed. Alright, low idle, get our flaps up. That wasn't that great of a landing for me, but safe nonetheless. Orders B 6622 November Tango Zulu on the ground, Samogu, cancel SAR.
November Tango Zulu, must be Samogu SAR terminated.
November Tango Zulu. If you guys did enjoy that, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.